We've been so fortunate by the accident of birth to be Americans. And having had that good fortune, our primary duty is to make sure that this country survives and that we stay free.
I didn't think I'd done anything extraordinary. I felt this is what a soldier's supposed to do, and I still feel that way.
I'm the one that gets to talk about what happened. I get all the glory. There's 3 grieving mothers still, whose sons were every bit as brave.
This medal's not mine. It belongs to those kids who never grew up to be grandfathers. I just hold it in trust.
In 1861, as the bitter struggle of the Civil War escalated, President Abraham Lincoln signed into law the creation of an award recognizing servicemen who would most distinguish themselves by their gallantry in action. Any nation, said the president, that does not honor its heroes will not long endure. At first, the Medal of Honor was intended only for Navy personnel, but soon after, a similar decoration was established for the Army. From its first presentation in 1863 through the creation of an Air Force medal a century later, and up until the present day, fewer than 3,500 Americans have been chosen to wear this hallowed emblem, many posthumously. But the medal's rarity stands in stark contrast to its meaning. For common to each of the 40 million Americans who have faced combat for their country is the capacity for selflessness and service to others that is most nobly embodied in this, our nation's highest military honor.
I was born and raised in Kansas, and my dad was a farmer, and of course my mother was a farmer's wife.
Daddy focused on instilling in us a need to work and work hard. Mother instilled a spiritual dimension in all of us. And together they both instilled and repeated the need to serve.
Everyone in my family had done it in the past. 2 of my older brothers were already in the Navy.
My uncle took me down to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and we watched a parachute drop. And at the age of 9 years old, I looked up and I seen those boys coming out of those airplanes, and I said, that's me.
When Pearl Harbor happened and other people around me were going to war, I felt that it was not only my duty but my privilege to serve the country.
And I got the papers and everything, but when I came home with them, my parents wouldn't sign them because I was only 17.
My mother cried, my father cried because I was joining the Marine Corps. They said, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. I said, no, not me, not me.
You know, when I enlisted, I never thought I'd be going to Vietnam. Didn't know where Vietnam was.
I didn't even know where the ships were headed. I knew there had to be going that many ships and that many troops were going to battle somewhere.
We had been warned about the problem of Okinawa. The night before, we were told that the entire 1st Marine Division was expendable. That means that we're going to lose everybody.
They said, your probability of getting hit tonight is 100%. So prepare yourselves.
Although a lot of medics weren't sent into combat, I always knew I would. It's one of those things you just know.
First time I've ever prayed in my life, and I figured if every time I need help, this is when it is.
And then all hell broke out. They started firing right from the left to right behind us. We were trapped ourselves, and the only way we could get out was fight our way out.
I was headed to getting away from the damn anti-aircraft when I found a whole bunch of dive bombers trying to get together, and they were scattered all over the sky.
It seems that A Company was the bait, and we walked into an ambush. The Vietnamese were dug in. They were in spider holes, they were in hooches, they were in trees, they were everywhere.
We just moved up against terrible odds as best we could because we knew the only way we could stop all of this was to get to the top.
when things get really, really rough, and there's a whole lot of explosions going around you, and bombs bursting in the air, and rifle, machine gun fire, all of that coming at you at one time, no one's exempt from fear. You're so afraid you hurt, and then you get calloused.
You're laying there, you're thinking, this is it. You're facing old man death right in the face.
All I really wanted at that point was get out there and take care of my men because I was going to die anyway.
War is horrifying. It's not glorifying.
You tend to think that you're really invincible out there, and all of a sudden I got hit, and I said, gee, this can't be happening to me.
And I can remember seeing red and saying a prayer, hoping I wasn't blind. I couldn't see.
I'm a 19-year-old medic, and then by that time I'd seen, I don't know how many people get killed, how many people I had held in my arms, how many IVs I'd given to somebody.
I knew their families, you know, I knew their wives, I knew their girlfriends, I knew they had children, and I was going to get them back to their wives. You know, they were going home. We were going home.
So it happened. I felt something had to be done. I didn't even think about it, just did it.
They said I just grabbed my M16 and some grenades and went running up into everything.
I ran out, picked up Captain Gormley in my arms and brought him back.
I asked the man above to give me the strength to carry all three of my brothers at one time.
I made a decision to make a wheels-up landing, crash landing, close enough to his airplane and pull him out of the cockpit.
I jumped up and straddled him, put one leg on each side of the cockpit and pulled him in head first.
I told the members of my squad to withdraw, and I covered their withdrawal.
I reached down to unjam my rifle, and I saw the grenade.
Somebody yelled grenade, and I looked down, saw it, and fell on it.
I grabbed him, pulled him down on top of me, and I said, hit the dirt, Doc. I got him in my hip pocket. It went off.
Courage is not a lack of fear, which would be a lack of intelligence, but it's how you handle your fear.
It's kind of like the guy that runs into a burning building. He's not really thinking of all that's going to happen to him if he does it. He just does it because it's part of who he is.
It's not a question of heroism. It's a question of doing what you need to do because nobody else can do it. Because if I didn't do it, nobody else would, because nobody else could.
I knew that if I died doing what I was doing, what better way to die? I mean, what better way for a soldier to die than to be saving the lives of his fellow soldiers?
They call me a hero, but I think the real heroes are the ones who had to give their all, their life. They are the truest heroes in my book.
I really believe that you'll never truly lead anybody until you learn to serve. And you'll never truly serve anybody until you learn that there's something more important than yourself.
I did not take an oath to receive accolades or be given awards. I took an oath to myself to help others because that's what I was, a medic. And they took, obviously, an oath to come back and save me and take care of me because we were there to take care of each other.
A lot of people think that the great thing about the Medal of Honor is it's awarded by Congress and presented by the President. But to me, the real honor of the Medal of Honor is that a handful of young men who were with you at a difficult time thought you was worthy of it.
Those of us that wear the Medal of Honor know that there are so many other soldiers, airmen, Marines that have done acts that just weren't recognized because there were no witnesses left. So I'm very proud to be able to wear the Medal of Honor for all of those that performed deeds far greater than I did.
It's hard for me to convey how important freedom is, and I didn't appreciate it, and I don't know that anyone can until they've lost it. It doesn't happen automatically. It's got to be re-earned by every generation, or at least every other generation. If you let it slip very long, it's gone.
I'm alive today because I had them damn good men. Huh? I get emotional about it.
We're a free country. And why are we? Because a lot of people, black, white, yellow, gave their lives so that you and I could live free. Huh? Simple as that.
The day I was born, on October the 2nd, 1923, I was handed a gem that is absolutely impossible to buy. That was my freedom. Can't pay for it. There's not enough money in the world. So this medal, to me, stands for sacrifice, service.